All right, so we finished with the basic design for this. So what I want to do in this one, as I had said, is I just want to generate like a something a little more fancy over here instead of just having a sphere. Yeah, so the first thing we want to do is uh, we want to generate a center point here and then make sure that that center point has normals sort of pointing outwards. So that's the first thing. The second is whatever geometry we make should match the size of this particular sphere. So first let's just model something, right? So I'm just going to take a simple sphere and nothing too fancy, right? I'm just going to take a sphere and we'll make it, a polygon, say about 3 sides, and then I'll take a line, okay, make it slightly longer. I'll make this slightly smaller. Okay. And then this one, I'm going to do a carve, and yeah, I want to carve out till here, and then do a Control-C, Control-V, and I can say keep outside. Yeah, so this I'll just do a simple poly wire and make it thicker like that. And then I'm going to take another poly wire, but hold on a second, we'll just pick up this, do Control-C, Control-V. Yeah, do a resample here so that we get like a few points on this, a little thicker, and then we'll do multiplied by at cd.r, so we get that, and then just reverse it. So we'll just take this goes to 1 and that goes to 0. Okay, maybe just lower this a little bit. Yeah, so we basically just have like a spike, something like this. So nothing overly fancy. We'll make it about 30 sides. And we can just merge everything together. So first, second, third. Yeah, so we just have this. And this is what we want, in that place. So let me just take the line here and make it slightly longer. Okay, so this is the basic shape that we want. And then what I want to do is I want to take this, like where is my, yeah, there, those are my spheres. So the first thing we want to do is I want to come into, this particular transform, or actually we don't need to, like this is fine. Like from here, I just want to take an add and I want to get rid of the geometry and just keep the points. Okay, so just do delete geometry, keep points. The second thing is this is where I want to, match the size, but the point is I don't want to match the size here. I want to match the size at, 0, because then we are going to copy it back to this particular place. So in order to move it to 0, you can just take a transform. We'll call it move to 0, not ZERP. And the simplest way to move anything to 0 is you just do a minus $CEX minus $CEY and minus $CEZ. So it will make sure that the point, that particular object moves back to 0. And we're going to use this. So let's just do a null here and I'm going to call it spike. And there is something called as match size. So just type size and you'll get something called match size. So we're going to take this and we're going to match it to that. So you'll get, it to essentially just do scale to fit. So it sort of scales down, but do uniform scale. So you'll see that it fits into this. And then you just need to test it a little bit. So just do a best fit in x-axis. No, let's try Y, let's try Z. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So just do x-axis and justify in Y to minimum. There you go. Okay, so the base will match the size of the sphere, which is basically what we want. And then maybe I can take a transform here because we might need to rotate it. Now in the race op, what you want to do is make sure that you turn on point intersection normal so that it will get like the normal in which it's supposed to face. Okay, so if you've done everything right, we should be able to get the result that we want. Okay, which is I can just do a copy to points And if I bring this in and I bring that, and if I go here, okay, and then let's just see what this looks like. Okay, like if I just connect this, and if I go to for each, yeah, there you go. Okay, so it's mostly good. See, the size also matches, except we might need to transform this. So just rotate it to 90 in X. Yeah, there we go. See, this is fine. This is exactly what we want. If you want additional scaling or something, we can do a wrangle after the point here, and or you can actually just lower the size here. Like this is the actual size. So the more, as you make this smaller or bigger, the spike will essentially get bigger or smaller. Okay, so you don't need to do a wrangle. Like this is fine. And that's effectively it. So so now what I want to do is, I don't want to give everything a polywire because that will just look weird. Yeah, so what we want to do is I want to create a group for this. So we'll create a group here and call it spikes. And then at this point, I'll do a blast and I'll just delete spikes. So we'll just have the wires left, and then we'll do Control-C, Control-V and do delete non-selected and merge it later. Okay, so we come till here and then we'll do a merge at this point and just bring this in. So if you look at the mirror, there you go. So if we come back to our final geometry, see, we should get something a little more fancy. Yeah, so this completes our, our basic chest armor, like all the various pieces for it. So with the next lesson, we'll start working on the neck. So the neck has about 3 or 4 different sections that we have to work with. So we'll do that. So we'll start off with the base shape for the neck, and then we'll continue from there.